Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Edie Adams.
Take your last look, number 10, minor week, air 316.
Ernie Kovacs, Take a Good Look, starring that man of many faces with the most baffling clues ever to mystify a panel. Now here he is, Ernie Kovacs.
I'm above it. It's the most wonderful thing in the world about the applause sign in the studio. You don't push the button, you're in an awful thing there. You don't get that spontaneous response. It's a no, I wasn't. I swear, I wasn't hanging around for that. I was just talking about a technical point, honestly. I would like to introduce our panel now. This, by the way, is our last show of Take a Good Look. And beginning sometime after this, March 23rd. Next week. Oh, I keep forgetting this is always filmed 8 years ahead. Beginning next week. I'm only a child that they were filming this. I'll be an adult when you see the show. The week following this, we will have the Silence Please, which were so popular last year. I'll be hosting the series, and we should have some interesting things for you for the pictures. And then there will be 4 special shows in between of mine that are special in as much as they're so low budget. They're special. It's a challenge, not in artistic ability, but economy. Now then,
I would see you then, won't I?
Huh? Yeah, all the cheapies. I will. Oh, I didn't. I was going to bring out the guest, and you're still holding up the sign to introduce the panel. Isn't that something? I would like to introduce the panel now. I will start with our lefty. Oh no, inasmuch as Our Lady is with us here tonight, my wife is doing Omnibus this week, or 3 weeks ago, or a month from now, whichever it turns out to be. And coming in from New York to do the spot for her is a very dear friend of ours and a wonderful girl who does a great deal of television in New York and all over the country, Jackie Susann. And all in delightful pink next to her is Hans Conried. And a veritable potpourri of mauves, Cesar Romero. And now I think it is time for us to bring out our first guest, Mr. Leonard Bernstein.
Our first guest is the Toastmaster General of the United States, George Jessel.
Be so kind to sit down. Thank you. Good to see you, and such as it is, such as I can see. We'll have to throw this bag away after this show. Not you, sir. This gentleman is here now, and we go into our first clue, if we may.
Well, it's been pretty quiet today, Chief.
Yes, Clovis. I think that... What? Foreign spies are going to blow up Pete's candy store?
Dreadful, Chief. Pete's candy store has those swell marshmallow bars and like that.
If only Super Claude were here.
Yes, instead of that pusillanimous Clark Bent.
Where is Super Claude? Clovis, still in Mozambique? I know he left the Congo after straightening things out there. Then he got into that airline strike situation in New York.
after that, he checked out of the rancid salami situation in Czechoslovakia and the lumpy yogurt in Holland.
Hello, Chief.
Super Claude.
Hello, Claus.
Super Claude. Pete's candy store is going to be blown up by foreign spies in 15 minutes.
What's the address, Chief?
219 West 841st Street.
Okay, goodbye, Chief.
Right.
Goodbye, Claus.
The wrong number. Please consult your directory and dial correctly. Now you're getting the idea, buddy.
Hello?
Hello, Chief. This is Super Claude. Listen, was that address 841 West 219th Street or 219 West... Never mind, Chief.
There's a 3-hour and 47-minute clue. Now,
It sure was.
Caesar?
Tell me, sir, are you in the entertainment world?
Well, sometimes I am, sometimes I ain't, I guess.
Well, now, really? I can't.
Well, what about that boy?
Huh? Oh, now look. Look, I can't. Oh, you can do better than that.
Is it something?
Jackie?
I just came in from New York, so I don't know the gag. So I'm going to be real square. I saw super cloud, so that could be flying. I saw candy.
Yeah.
It could be eating.
Yeah.
Now, he's too small to be an athlete, like a basketball player. And he couldn't be, he's too big for Sam the Space Monkey.
I'll tell you what, why don't we scoot right on to our second round? Just nod this time, sir.
Too late.
Let's have, just to make sure you know, you've progressed to your second plateau. Well, that shows off now. Let's try another one here, just to make sure you know.
It was nice of yous, Mopey, except the peace offering of joining team. I know yous ain't been trusting me, but I thought maybe a little camaraderie and some grub in the old bread basket is the best way to show me feelings. How about a word for Mopey?
Well, friends, about all I can say is this will go down in my life as one of the biggest things that ever happened.
Now, what does that clue mean to you, Cesar?
I haven't the slightest idea, but I know it's George Jessel.
It is?
We worked all day making the clues, and he opens his mouth and we blow the whole thing.
No, it was the Hebrew cufflinks. I'm showing. I knew I shouldn't have showed that.
I didn't recognize your voice.
No, but she's. What I said, you said. I said sometime I is, sometime I ain't. Now, you never heard me talk like that before.
Through all the years.
Well, you have a keen ear there, Cesar.
I have. If I couldn't tell George's voice, no, really.
Well, I'm surprised at that, really, because you can mention it, because this
Here
is
is
the
one of
last
the
show.
greatest dialecticians of all time. And he comes out, opens his mouth, everybody says, "Oh, George Jessel."
Well, she didn't know.
But I know Georgie so
Hans
well.
didn't know
I
it.
didn't know.
Hans didn't know.
And he's been listening to Joan Crawford only for the last 20 years. So I'm surprised, because I'd watch My Line. That's another show on the television.
Yeah,
And I did that, and I did a Hungarian, and they couldn't. In fact, not only didn't get me, I had to say, "For God's sake, I'm Georgie."
You had to tell him.
I had to tell them.
Well, they
In fact, there's a lot of people I have to tell these days.
George leaned over to me under the sack, and he says, "What's that mean, that first clue?"
Well, what did it mean?
Well, it meant...
We'd all like to know.
Yeah, how is it Georgie Jessel, Ernie?
Now, wait.
I'd like to know what
I'll
the
tell you
second
we'll do.
clue
Let us
meant,
show you
too.
The
the
second
third
clue was a dinner and a death. That
That's
would be
right.
because I speak at funerals, but I don't know what the first clue was.
What was the first
If I
one?
look like Super Cloud, I'm leaving the place.
No, listen, those shoulders. I'm going to tell you something. These clues all meant something tonight. Let us do the third clue, and then we'll do the little round delay where we explain.
And this Lord Picayune is Chef Miklos Molnar. Chef, his lordship wanted to meet you.
How do you do, Molnar?
Hello, Peek.
I was most impressed with the dinner tonight. Very impressed.
His lordship has a very delicate stomach.
This much I figured out for myself when he ordered toast for each course.
I thought the little triangles you served for the first course were delicious. Well formed, too. How do you do them?
I just take toast left over from breakfast, and where people bite good on edges, I trim off nice and neat.
Well, his lordship did comment on the wonderful way you prepared the croutons.
Yes, you've been making croutons for quite some time, eh, Molnar?
Yes, but this is the first time I ever make crouton without soup. You ever eat soup, Peek?
Well, his lordship does have a terribly delicate stomach. I'm afraid soup would be too much.
Yes, I'm quite fastidious about the preparation of my meals, both in manner and cleanliness. Oh, by the way, I thought the raisin toast you served for dessert was superb.
We don't got raisin toast. Used up all raisins last Halloween, but I make gingerbread man. Buttons, eyes.
But they look like raisins.
Not raisins, buckshot. Pull!
You don't get it? Oh, good. Good. I'm glad you don't get it. I'm glad you don't get it, because here we'll explain it and how foolish you'll feel.
Or how?
Foolish you'll fool.
Mozambique, Congo.
Czechoslovakia and Holland, he sure traveled a lot.
Get it? He traveled a lot.
This clue means after dinner speaker.
Toast. Toastmaster. Get it?
All I can say is I'm awfully glad I recognize your voice, George, because I never would have gotten it from that.
No, but by gosh, that's quite a thing. Who does that? Edgar Allan Poe? No, it's really, that's a remarkable thing.
George is heading off for New York again. When are you going, George?
I leave right after we finish here. I speak tomorrow at the Waldorf in New York. I speak at night in Philadelphia. I speak the next day in Pittsburgh, then at a luncheon in New York, and back here again at night. So I have rather a full weekend.
How much do you travel a year, George? You ever figured it out?
Well, I commute from Los Angeles to New York and return every week. I've been doing it now for 78 weeks. And then I go to the Holy Land twice a year and the south of France and come back.
How far is it from Zsa to Patterson, New Jersey?
About 35 years.
George.
No, Jaja's all right.
Listen, don't tell me I'm Hungarian.
She's
I know.
a lovely girl.
I love the broad.
And when she took the baby down to Linda, she didn't want to have anything happen to her. She's just an eccentric kind of a girl. She's all right.
Listen, let us take a bite of we here, Mo, and give you a silent word or two about this great smoking cigar that I'm smoking.
Next time, step up to finer smoking pleasure with Dutch Masters, the fine cigar.
This week, Dutch Masters is sending a case of Dutch Masters Panatellas to the patients of Veterans Administration Hospital in Roanoke, Virginia. And I would like to say something about these people. They're going to sponsor the 4 specials I'm doing and the silent shows. They are a pretty good outfit. They let me do just about anything I want with the commercials. They won't let me cough when I'm doing one. I tried to talk to them. I said, let me just go once. They said, no, we don't think that the client would go for that.
Well, I can understand that.
You can?
Yes, I can.
George, you know a lot of the folks out of here, Hollyford, for many, many years, haven't you?
Well, I came out here when I was a little boy, which is about 300 years ago. Why, what question did you have to ask?
No, about Neanderthal Man, Cro-Magnon. No, about the...
I didn't know them, but I...
No, about the early... We're having so many of the old movies, the Doug Fairbanks and the...
Yes.
We're doing The Eagle with Rudo Valentino and... the American, Will Rogers, Yankee Clipper, Lionel Barrymore, John Barrymore, all the great silents. And
you're doing that as a special?
No, they'll be done one a week.
Oh, well, I think that's a very interesting idea. And I think that the charm of the silent picture, to my way of thinking, it was much more even than the talking picture. Because you can use your imagination. You know, when Jack Gilbert used to lean over...
Please,
you
George,
could say,
not here.
No. You know, you could imagine, what he might be saying to Greta Garbo.
Oh, yes.
Now, say in some places, let us have a ice cream soda. Yeah. Not with the pictures they make in Europe. You know,
I was so glad that
Sunday.
you said just what you exactly said just this minute when you leaned to me what he really could have said, because I expected the worst thing that you were going to say.
Let me have an ice cream soda.
That was wonderful, because I expected something that was going to make this the next to the last show, because this wouldn't be on anymore.
No, but you could think what he might be
Yes,
thinking.
of course.
That was the charm of the silent picture, and you could make up your own words. In fact, I guess I'm an old-fashioned kind of a guy. I like the old Edison records, the cylinder. I haven't been in the subway yet, but I understand it's very interesting.
George, we wish you a very pleasant trip and have a lot of happy words.
Thank you very much.
You're a master at disguise, by the way.
Yes, I can see that. And all I can say is that how this will help Israel, I don't know, but I trust that it will. Thank you, Ernie. Goodbye, everybody.
Thank you. Mr. Jessel's small amount will, of course, go to his favorite charity. Now, the second guest is coming up, and I would like to say a word about the second guest before you bring him out. This young man has been a standby guest for 48 weeks. We've always had 2 guests, and we always had a standby in case one night we blew both guests and it was all over. So this young man has been standing by for 48 weeks now, and he's never gotten on. And every week he showed up, and he's all dressed, and he waits, and he puts the makeup on, and they say, "Good night, kid," and he says, "Good night." and finally, we're going to get him on. We would like to bring the gentleman out now.
Our guest is Nick Beck of Hollywood, California, selected Boy of the Year in competition with over 500,000 other boys, and was former President Eisenhower's guest in Washington.
When
When he started with us, he was a mere slip of a lad. Now then, you have $50, and we'll go to your first clue. I've forgotten the clues. These were made a year ago. So.
Boy at home?
George, there's someone to see you.
What is it, Mother? Oh.
Come here by the cherry tree, George.
Yeah.
I brought you a little something.
Oh, yeah? What you got?
Electric hatchet. Go ahead, kid. Plug it in.
All right, Hans. Rip off an answer.
Well, sir, if what you say is true and this young man has been standing by so long a time, apropos of the upcoming silence, please, I would suggest that he is the little boy who ran for the doctor in Birth of a Nation. But had you anything to do with Washington, D.C.?
Yes, I...
Ah,
yes.
well, now then, he is a page at...
No, he's not.
He's not? All right.
No. Cesar.
Are you from Washington, D.C.?
No, I'm not.
No, but you worked there?
No.
What made you famous took place there?
Yes.
Does it have anything to do with the government at all?
Yes.
Did it have anything to do with President Eisenhower?
Yes, it did.
48 weeks ago? Yes. Jackie?
Well, sir,
It was almost Coolidge.
whatever you did, sir, it was done over 48 weeks ago, right?
Yes, it was.
You haven't been doing anything much lately except
No,
being around
no,
the
just
show.
sitting around.
Well, in Washington, did you have kind of a plump friend with long hair, like Ernie?
No, I was good.
That's Dolly Madison.
No, that wasn't Dolly Madison. You have $100, and see, I told you we'd make it one week. And here's your second clue. I've forgotten this one, too. We were quite less elaborate then, weren't we?
Oh, very simple.
Yes, I was barely... what would you think that would suggest, Hans?
It
You
makes some reference, I would fancy, to the congressional calendar.
Oh, he's so bright.
Isn't that wonderful? How
Is it?
wrong
No,
he
how
is.
wrong it is. The young man is not a page. The young man is not a page.
No.
Well,
No. Did you caddy for President Eisenhower?
No.
Or did you refuse to caddy for him?
No.
No, he was caught stealing golf balls, actually.
Well, I was thinking of the boy, you know, that said he wouldn't. Well, never mind.
Well, you showed...
That's the cook. I'm sorry, Jackie.
No, you showed a calendar.
Yes, that's
You're
right.
very smart, you see.
It's a simple thing
last
like
year
a
was
calendar.
leap year.
That's
You know what I
right. Was it?
It didn't have anything to do with leap
No,
year.
it didn't have anything to do
I
with it.
figured that. I've watched the show.
No. No, it's a calendar, though, which is very good. That's one of the best things.
Well, calendar in Washington.
You know, I'll tell you something. You know what? Let's go to the 300 because you're not going to make this thing here because we haven't got 3 clues for one thing. Someplace over the years we lost the 3rd clue. You know, you can't file these every week forever. You know. We have lost the 3rd clue, haven't we? Sure.
Give it to us.
This gentleman at the time, this may be a little cloudy in your memory, but when he was on, he was a pretty hot guest at the time, but, you know, how fast they cool, you know. But at the time, I'd like to point him as the time, our guest is Nick Beck of Hollywood, California, who was selected Boy of the Year in competition with over 500,000 other boys and was former President Eisenhower's guest in Washington. And very nice young man. How much time do we have, Woody? Bye-bye. Let's, may we have, would you stay here, Nick? Can Jolene Brand and Bobby Lauher, who have done all our clues for these past few weeks, come out, please? We thought we would like to get them out. Thank you so much. Now, you folks mill about, and it'll look like we've got a big cast. We want to thank you so much for having been with us all these seasons, and for watching and writing a great deal. And I also want to thank you for taking these words about Edie saying she smokes the lightest, politest cigars ever. Thought I was going to forget, did you, huh?
Get the tip, the tobacco, and the taste you want in Muriel Air Tips. Get a flexible holder on each cigar with Muriel Air Tips. The light way to smoke, the right way to smoke. New Muriel Air Tips will lighten your pleasure. The tip, tobacco, and the taste you want in Muriel Air Tips. New Muriel Air Tips.
New Muriel Air Tips, a flexible holder on each cigar for air light smoking pleasure. Enjoy the light cigar that keeps a cool head. Muriel Air Tips, 5 for 28 cents.
Get the tip, the tobacco, and the taste you want in Muriel Air Tips. It's the light cigar that keeps a cool head.
Well, we will really say goodnight, and we were good last week on the other show.
Oh, yes, I recall that
distinctly. Come up for next week. When this show comes out, it's been off for a month, right? It has been a little hectic. We understand that in some of the cities, the show goes on at the most entertaining hour at 5:30 on a Sunday afternoon. You can't get a bigger rating than at that time. Most people are out playing polo on Sunday, and that's where we lost them on this afternoon. But you have been very kind, and we've appreciated all of your mail. And we do wish that you will stay with us through the summer. And the fellow over there has not got a frozen digit. He's just indicating that we're going off in 1 minute because the audience was looking at you in kind of sympathy. That's always sticks up there. Thank you very much, Jackie, for coming with us tonight. Thank you, Hans. And thank you, Cesar, my dear, my sweetheart, the oldest one on the show. And for the veteran, Nick Beck, thank you very much. Good night.
We yak it up?
Are we still talking? We're still pretending. Well,
my mother's
I'm
watching in Philadelphia.
I just thought I'd see what kind of a reaction I'd get if I didn't say anything. You have that. Run your credits a little long. We haven't done that for the whole season. Why don't you give these people a nice chance to say cameras by and wardrobe?
Take a Good Look was brought to you by Dutch Master Cigars. Add new smoothness to your smoking with Dutch Masters, made from specially selected tobaccos that are married for mildness to assure cooler, smoother taste. Next time, step up to finer smoking pleasure with Dutch Masters, the fine cigar.
Appearing with Mr. Kovacs in tonight's clues were Jolene Brand and Bobby Lauher. Take a Good Look was created by Irving Mansfield and Peter Arnell.